Capricorns, welcome to your weekly Sidereal Astrology forecast. This is for August 22nd through the 28th of 2016. I'm Athen, and this is for Sidereal Astrology. If you are new to the channel, be sure to check out the link down below because the signs are different. All right, so this week, very important week in the astrology. Essentially, what we've got is a Grand Cross forming in the sky this week. And so this is going to be involving the moon, who is going to be in the third quarter phase. So third quarter phase and all squares and all grand crosses, all this energy here is about challenging ourselves and that patient and persistent approach, which of course is nothing new for you Capricorns. Now a lot of this is involving the full moon that we had last week in terms of what we can challenge ourselves towards to continue to implement. May have been some insights from last week relating to yourself. The full moon was right in between your sign and Aquarius. So with the first house, maybe about your goals, your ambitions, your independence, the importance of independence in your life, and maybe even too regarding your sense of self-worth, your values, maybe even financial stuff came to a forefront. So whatever insights did come last week, I think it's a great week to challenge yourself to continue to implement moving forward. Now, we do have some important aspects here. Your ruler Saturn is going to be conjoined by Mars here around Wednesday. Very important aspect here. And this is involving your 11th house. You guys have had your ruler Saturn in this 11th off and on for about the past year, helping you get disciplined and take seriously your aspirations in life. You know, the 11th house is basically all of your hopes, your wishes, your future endeavors, and even perhaps getting involved in community or connecting with friends or getting involved with organizations or your network circles. So those kinds of things has been and will continue to be very important to place emphasis into. And with Mars has recently shifted into here a couple weeks ago, maybe giving you some motivation to do this recently, maybe some motivation to cultivate those aspirations, future things, or group-oriented stuff. So however that's been manifesting, the key with this is that Mars is that immediate, wanting that immediate gratification, that immediate desire, taking action for the short term. And of course, Saturn, your ruler, is about the long term, the big picture, the patience, the persistence. So when these two planets come together, it's very important that we do apply that slow and steady approach, yet an approach towards getting things done. So again, it's all about that challenging ourselves here to move things forward, to cultivate those aspirations. Just making sure that we are keeping a big picture perspective with Saturn, and patience really is the key. Now, your ruler has been squaring up to Neptune. You guys have been hearing me talk about this uncertainty, perhaps, about the future, about what we're building, which is this Saturn squaring Neptune. So, of course, Mars now is going to be squaring up to Neptune this week. This will go exact here around Friday, and this is particularly the uncertainty with maybe some of those aspirations. So it's important this week to have as much presence, as much acceptance as we possibly can, and that can lead to a sort of flow there. And again, it's a good time to challenge ourselves spiritually there, to have that acceptance in our life, and maybe even too with the financial material stuff, because Neptune has been transiting the second house, helping you release and surrender this area and understand that there is a divine process and things do come your way, your values do come your way in divine timing, and there's a bigger picture. So as best as we can, surrendering to that can be great, and that's a good way of working with this. And this can be a very constructive time. These grand crosses, they're buildings, they're the square, they're about that slow and steady approach to things. So those are the two most important aspects this week. Mercury is going to be conjoining up to Jupiter on Monday, and Venus conjoining Jupiter over the weekend. So the beginning and end of the weekend here, Jupiter emphasized. And Jupiter, who's the opposite to Saturn, which is more about possibilities and inspirations and future things that we're perhaps seeing some luck with or potentials with, all that shifting into your 9th house. In fact, Jupiter has recently shifted into your 9th these past couple weeks, which has been helping you see the possibilities with expanding your horizons, quite literally. This is Jupiter's house. So some of you may be over the next year plus, maybe getting involved in higher learning, maybe some of you university, maybe some opportunities to do that kind of stuff, maybe some of you traveling, connecting to nature, going for hiking, stuff like that, that really expands those boundaries. And this week is certainly going to emphasize that. At the beginning with Mercury, you could be perhaps coming to some new understandings about this, or maybe there's an inspiring sort of viewpoint that you have. Maybe some of it's involving your routine, because Mercury does rule your sixth, so there might be some inspiration towards the routine, and maybe some new things around that this early part. Then over the weekend, Venus, who is shifting into the ninth this week, you'll notice this shift towards more of this, perhaps wanting to enjoy the philosophy, the spiritual studies, perhaps the higher learning, expanding those horizons. And then when she conjoins Jupiter over the weekend, maybe something quite literally, something new starting there with that you could enjoy. And yeah, really connect to that. Now, Venus is also your 10th house ruler and your 5th. So maybe some new things around your career, some new potentials with that you could be seeing over the weekend, as well as maybe feeling a boost of your self-expression, Venus ruling that 5th. All right, so that's the week in a nutshell, Capricorns. Hope you guys have a fantastic week. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next week.